Everyone, my name is Jessica Gunn, and this is my Waiting on Books Q&A. I wrote this book, Gyre, and I'm also part of the Waiting on 2016 authors group, and here we go. There's a story about an engineering prodigy and a fledgling archaeologist who accidentally uncover evidence of Atlantis and reignite a time travel war between Atlantis and Lemuria. So it's kind of crazy, but I think it's a lot of fun and it has a little bit of everything for everyone. I've always been kind of fascinated by the idea of Atlantis and other lost civilizations. Since I was a kid. I don't really remember why. I know that it happened before the Disney movie Atlantis came out, but ever since then I've been kind of like addicted to ancient mysteries, so went to school for archaeology, and Gyre just kind of happened. It's kind of a conglomerate of a lot of my favorite things, like archaeology, the ocean, myths, and Atlantis, of course. And then I kind of read up on Lemuria and a couple other things that are going to come along further in the series, and kind of put it all together, and well, that's what happens. I have two main characters. Both Chelsea and Trevor narrate the book, so I'm going to do them both. Chelsea is loyal, snarky, fierce, stubborn, very stubborn, and caring. She cares a lot about everybody. Even her he's overprotective for sure of both Chelsea and his family members and kind of the whole crew. He's very well intentioned, whether or not that turns out for the best. He's brilliant, and he's a gamer, and he's very good. He's a good guy. He tries, but sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. I'm a little bit of both. I'm a hybrid. I used to be a pantser. I would start with the first chapter in mind, the ending in mind, and then everything in the middle would be a hot mess of an adventure that I would go on with my characters. I had no idea what was going to happen, and that's still fun, so I still start that way, usually up until like the 15 to 25,000 word mark. It depends per project. And then I'll start plotting, but I don't plot. I plot like 5-6 chapters ahead, and then I write it, and then I do 5 or 6 more, and then I write it, and eventually I get to the end. And a lot of the stuff, because I've been so into archaeology and myths and lost civilizations and stuff like that since forever, I knew a lot of the stories already. Like I knew Plato's version of Atlantis, and a little bit behind Lemuria, but I did end up researching a little bit more about Lemuria. That's really it for research. This one I didn't do that much about. The second one I definitely did a lot of research for, so when that book comes out I'll do another video and I'll talk about that research process. My favorite scene in Gyre was actually cut during the first round editing process, but I'm still going to call it my favorite scene because I really love it, and maybe I'll be able to release it somehow, but it's not really canon anymore. There's a scene between Trevor and Chelsea that took place in an arcade after hours that Chelsea's best friend's uncle owns. And out of the scenes that are still in the book, I think my favorite would probably have to be the time they step into the Atlantean outpost, and Chelsea's kind of looking around, and she's just like, holy crap. What did we find? What are we gonna do about this? And that scene's probably tied with something a few chapters later where there's a mummy involved and it's a thing, and it's really, I think it's funny, so that's my favorite. But I got nothing. I've been thinking about this for a little bit and I can't come up with anything, so I'm gonna do something different instead. And video games play into this story a lot, so I'm gonna do 2 different questions. I'm going to say what Chelsea and Trevor's favorite songs are, and then their favorite video games, I guess. Chelsea's favorite song is Time of Your Life by Green Day, although I think a better song to represent her, at least in parts of Gyre, might be Stella by All Time Low. That's usually the song I go to when I think about Chelsea, and her favorite one is the Green Day song. Trevor's favorite song gets revealed later on in a different book, and I'm going to leave that one for then. When I think of Gyre and I think about their relationship in that book and throughout the series, Gifts and Curses by Yellowcard is definitely the one that comes to mind. And for favorite video games, Trevor's favorite video game, I'm not sure, but it's probably something like Call of Duty or something like that. As if he doesn't get enough military in his everyday life. Just something that, you know, he could play with friends if it's not his own video game that he made, or the other ones he's made. And Chelsea's favorite video game is Time Crisis, like on the old school cabinets, and that actually came up in the scene that got deleted. But she likes the arcade cabinets with the old school stuff. So much for checking out my Q&A. If you liked what you saw, you can subscribe and like the video below. That way when we put out more videos and we have a ton lined up, you'll get notified about it. If you want to know more about Gyre, I'll put links in the description below to Goodreads and Amazon or whatever. And if you want, we have one video before this, and it was by Jada McCoy. I'll put up a link here. She's the author of an upcoming new adult sci-fi novel called Artificial. It is amazing. You do not want to miss it. So go check out her Q&A, and I'll see you next time.